the foot of the cross, where grace and suffering meet. You have shown me your love through the judgment you received, and you've won my heart. Yes, you won my heart. Now I can trade these ashes in for beauty, and wear forgiveness like a crown. Coming to kiss the feet of mercy, I lay every burden down at the foot of the cross. There are endless ways to look at this story of shame, condemnation, and forgiveness. Many draw parallels between gospel stories of adulterous women and the fallen state of the people of Israel, who frequently strayed from adherence to the law and flirted with the outside gods and beliefs of the pagans. But today, let's practice putting ourselves in the place of the woman, as we are told we should with any unnamed character. Can we imagine what it must have been like to be her in that moment? Let's try. I know what I did was wrong. The man I loved was not my husband, and I was not the man's wife. The law is very clear that we are to cling only to our lawful spouses and not covet the husbands or wives of others. But sometimes you think, if I break just one law, this one time, who could possibly know? Who could it possibly hurt? But now everyone knew, and although I did not want to die for my crime, as the law said I must, I was so ashamed, so sorry for the pain I'd caused so many people. I was not sure that I could go on living. The church leaders brought me to Jesus in front of the temple, in front of everyone, and told him my crime. I knew Jesus was a wise teacher who upheld the law, but somehow I could not imagine him joining the others in pelting me with stones until I died. He didn't say anything at first. He just bent down and wrote something in the dirt with his finger. I'm a woman, so I never learned how to read. What was the verdict? Was it the law? I thought of the law given to our father Moses in the desert, written on stone by the finger of God himself, and again, my heart was pierced to the core. God gave us the law to become a people no longer controlled by Pharaoh, but to be free to follow him as our mighty king. Who was I to think I knew better than the very God who created the earth and all things in it, that I could break his holy laws? In my heart, I knew I did indeed deserve death for my transgression. I closed my eyes, and I waited for the first stone to hit me. Then Jesus spoke. Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone. Every muscle in my body tightened as I waited for the pain, the pelting, the death to come. But there was a strange silence. I slowly opened my eyes in time to see the last of my accusers wander off into the crowd. I couldn't understand. Then Jesus spoke to me, a criminal. Has no one condemned you? I could barely catch my breath as I replied, no one, my Lord. I didn't tell him that I condemned myself in my own broken heart, but somehow he knew. And he said, neither do I condemn you. Now you may go and sin no more. Immediately, the weight and pain and guilt inside my heart lifted. I felt light. I felt forgiven. I felt free, just like our people all those centuries ago must have felt when they realized that God had freed them from Pharaoh and given them the law of their own. And I knew I never wanted to break that law again. Today, let us ask ourselves how many times we think just this one little transgression won't hurt. If I just break this one little law, who's going to know? Do we think of it as a living, breathing law, as doing God's will? And if we do we know that He's there to forgive us and set us on the right path one more time so that we can go our way and sin no more? At the foot of the cross, where I am made complete, you have given me life through the death you bore for me, and you won my heart. Yes, you won my heart. Now I can trade these ashes in for beauty and wear forgiveness like a crown, coming to kiss the feet of mercy